Hello and welcome to Bites MD. I'm Dr. Sam and today we're going to break down the carnivore diet. One of the most restrictive diets out there. It eliminates everything except animal-based foods. While some proponents swear by its weight loss and better health, I want to make it clear from the outset, I do not recommend this diet, primarily due to the increased risk of cardiovascular disease. In this video, we'll explore the origins of the carnivore diet, its claims, the evidence supporting it, the potential dangers, and why I urge caution with this approach. Let's dive right in. The carnivore diet, also known as an all-meat diet, has historical and cultural roots that traces back to various traditional practices. Its modern iteration, however, has gained prominence through the work of recent proponents and growing community online. Historically, there has been indigenous populations that rely heavily on animal products due to environmental constraints. For example, the Inuits in Arctic regions consume a diet predominantly composed of fish, seal, and wild buffalo, which provide them with the necessary nutrition to survive in a harsh climate. Similarly, ancient groups like the Maasai people of East Africa rely heavily on meat and animal products as their primary food sources. In recent years, the carnivore diet has gained popularity through the influence of modern advocates like Dr. Sean Baker, who has promoted the diet through social media and his book. The carnivore diet proponent argues that removing plant-based foods and focusing solely on animal products can lead to various health benefits, including improved mental clarity and reduced inflammation. Despite its historical context, the modern carnivore diet has not been extensively studied. Most research focuses on a low-carb, high-protein diet broadly with limited specific data on the carnivore diet itself. So what is the carnivore diet? The carnivore diet is an extreme low-carb, high-protein diet that permits only animal-based foods, meats, fish, eggs, and some dairy, while completely excluding all plant-based foods, including fruits, vegetables, grains, and leaves. Its primary goal is to obtain all necessary nutrition from animal sources while eliminating carbohydrates entirely. So what's the scientific evidence behind the carnivore diet? The carnivore diet may result in significant weight loss in the short term, primarily due to its high protein content and lack of carbohydrates. Several studies on low-carb diets have shown impressive early results. For example, in a 2019 study published in The Lancet, the participants on a very low-carb, high-protein diet lost 5 to 10% of their body weight over 6 months. However, the study did not focus exclusively on the carnivore diet, but on broader low-carb diets that included non-animal foods like vegetables and nuts. This means the results are confounded by other factors such as dietary fiber intake. Anecdotal reports from those on the carnivore diet claim losses of 10 to 15 pounds in the first month, but without controlled studies on the specific diet, it's hard to confirm or generalize these numbers. It's important to note that much of this initial weight loss may be from the reduction in carbohydrates. The carnivore's diet elimination of carbohydrates can lead to improved blood sugar control and reduced insulin resistance. Study on very low carb diet, like those published in Diabetes Cares 2018, show that individuals with type 2 diabetes who adopt a low carb diet can reduce hemoglobin A1C by 0.5 to 1.5% over 6 to 12 months. However, the carnivore diet goes further than the standard low carb diets, eliminating fiber and plant-based antioxidants, which could have negative long-term effects on insulin sensitivity. There are no direct studies on the carnivore diet and diabetes management, so results should be interpreted cautiously. While some people report improvements in inflammation and autoimmune conditions, the evidence here is mostly anecdotal. A small 2021 case in nutrition noted improvements in symptoms for individuals with autoimmune diseases, but this was not a controlled study and the sample size was very small. We cannot rely on this limited evidence to recommend the carnivore diet for inflammation or autoimmune conditions. More rigorous trials are needed to understand these effects. While the carnivore diet may offer short-term benefits like weight loss and better blood sugar control, I do not recommend it due to its long-term risks, particularly for heart health. A 2023 meta-analysis published in BMC involving over 3.7 million people found that higher consumption of red meat associated with a 13% increased risk of colon cancer, while processed meat is linked to a 24% increased risk of colon cancer. Additionally, a total consumption of red and processed meat is associated with a 17% increased risk of colon cancer. In a 2014 meta-analysis from the American Journal of Epidemiology, processed meats was found to carry a 23% increased risk of cardiovascular disease, and a total consumption of red and processed meat is associated with a 29% increased risk of cardiovascular disease. That's huge. The carnivore diet typically includes large amounts of saturated fat and cholesterol, both of which can raise your LDL, known as bad cholesterol. Higher consumption of red meat and saturated fats are linked to a higher incidence of coronary artery disease and stroke. This makes the carnivore diet particularly risky for individuals who are at risk for heart disease. Diets high in protein can put extra strain on the kidneys. A 2020 review in nephrology dialysis transplantation found that high protein diets could worsen kidney functions in people with pre-existing conditions, increasing the risk of chronic kidney disease. Eliminating all plant-based foods can result in deficiency in vitamins C and E, fiber, potassium, and magnesium. Fiber in particular is essential for digestive health. Without fiber, many individuals on the carnivore diet experience constipation and other digestive problems. Red and processed meats have been classified as carcinogenic by the World Health Organization, increasing the risk of colorectal cancer. Long-term adherence to the carnivore diet could amplify this risk. The extreme restriction of the carnivore diet can lead to nutritional imbalances, social isolation, and difficulty adhering to the diet long-term. As mentioned earlier, the all-cause mortality risk with diets high in red meat and saturated fat is concerning. Studies like the one published in JAMA 2012 found that red meat consumption increased all-cause mortality by 20%. This means that following a meat-heavy diet, especially without plant-based foods, could increase your risk of dying from heart disease or other causes. In conclusion, the carnivore diet may provide short-term benefits for weight loss and blood sugar control, but the risk far outweighs the rewards. The increased risk of cardiovascular disease, kidney damage, nutritional deficiencies make it potentially a dangerous choice, especially in the long term. For those looking to improve their health, a more balanced diet that includes lean proteins, healthy fats, vegetables, and whole grains is safer and more sustainable approach. If you're considering a major diet change, always consult with your healthcare provider to ensure the right choice for your individual health needs. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.